Hey guys, Moshe the Electric Israeli is here, and thank you for joining on this rainy Saturday. And I'm making this video on Saturday because Tesla just concluded a 10 days monster winning streak. Let me give you some numbers. Numbers are always good to illustrate a point. Tesla stock is up 30% this week. We are recording this video, by the way, on April 18th. So it's the 10 days before that. So 30% this week, 80% year to date, 177% in the past 12 months, $35 billion market value. Now, if these were the numbers, obviously, these were the numbers, let's say by January. By January, Tesla stock reached $917, okay? Now it's hovering around $750, so you would say, oh my God, it went down. Well, obviously, it fluctuates a lot. But if it was not for this horrible pandemic, you will say, oh my God, this is okay, this is great. But why is it up during this pandemic when nothing is stable, when the oil prices are up to down to $20? What is going on? So it's very interesting. Let's take a look at this clip from CNBC trying to wrap themselves around. Here is my favorite Tim. Mr. Tim is going to explain what is going on here.
None of the criticisms, none of the fundamentals, nothing seems to matter to believers in Tesla.
Look, I've said for a long time, and I can tee up the Tesla bots who will come after me on Twitter, that I don't think Tesla's share price is any reflection of fundamentals in the company. And I think without getting into to me, where I think it should be valued on valuation, yes, it's very expensive. Yes, these delivery numbers that suddenly mattered a month ago or 6 weeks ago didn't matter for a long time. Talk about transparency or lack thereof or guidance. I mean, it's a company that guides all over the place and is never right. It's a company that has burned cash its entire career until recently, and we're in an environment where I think the Model 3, which was supposed to be the car for the masses, is not really affordable, at least at the price that they make it at. So meanwhile, the cash cow or the most profitable parts of the Tesla line, we've actually seen dramatic fall in sales. So, look, the Shanghai story has been driving, I think, the last 3 to 4 months in the name, as has Fed liquidity. And obviously, look, they're 2 quarters into showing some decent profitability. But it doesn't matter what the valuation is because people will line up all over the place. I am obviously not one that lines up on the bull side.
So obviously, he just stuck in a pattern, and he's stuck in fundamentals who apply what worked for him for, I don't know, the past 20, 30 years. This was like the old world, the old norm. Now we are in a new norm. And despite all the earnings and all that, he doesn't understand a fundamental thing. It's something called ESG, Environmental Social Governance. And I want you to listen now to Victoria Fernandez, and she explains it much better than I can. Watch Victoria.
So there's probably another side to Tesla. It's not just Tesla. It's ESG, Environmental Social Governance. Our viewers have probably heard that term and know a lot about it. Basically, it's a way to invest that is for environmental reasons, climate change, whatever it might be. And I'm sure Tesla is getting caught up, is a big part of that story for any ESG investor. And by the way, don't laugh off ESG, correct? I'm sure you have clients asking you about it. It's generated tens, if not hundreds of billions of investing dollars in the last couple of years.
No, Brian, you're absolutely right. I mean, before COVID-19 really dominated the headlines here and around the world, ESG was something that was becoming more and more popular with investors. It was something that more people were looking at in regards to the companies that they were choosing for their portfolios. Tesla is a perfect example of that. Yes, a lot of valuation is driven by the passion that the investors have for the product, but also because of the ESG component. It's going to drive investors to certain companies that maybe otherwise they wouldn't invest in. So you would have have non-Tesla owners or people that aren't completely on board with Tesla being valued as high as it is, but they like that ESG component and will add it to their portfolio. I think that's another reason why normally when you see oil at low prices like this, that wouldn't be a boost for Tesla. It's usually the higher oil prices that drive people to it. But ESG has been affecting the oil companies before COVID-19 as well. I think that was part of the reason you saw some of the oil names actually start to decline prior to the demand concern that we have now. So Tesla can benefit from ESG, and I think we'll see that more once we come out of the COVID-19 issues.
So take somebody like me, all right? Take somebody like me who drives electric cars for the past 5 years, who try to invest only in cutting-edge technologies that are going to shape the world for the future. So let's say when our president said we're going to bring back clean coal, when coal is closing and shutting, while solar energy, wind energy, battery energy is the fastest growing industry, is like trying to cling to the past. And it's not going to help. It doesn't matter what you're going to do. It's not going to help. Okay, so when people see that there's no air pollution, and people say, oh, the world can look much better in the new norm because the old norm sucked. The old norm sucked. And the new norm is what we try to do with clean energy, with innovation, with all these things that make the world much, much better and much, much safer. So you would think when oil prices were so way up, like $100 a barrel, and gasoline was $4 or $5 a gallon, that's when it's time to buy an electric car. Now, where I live, a gallon of gas is less than $2, $1.94. Still, oil stocks are way down, and Tesla stocks are way up. Why is that? Do you say, oh, great, I'm going to go fill up my tank of gas? Well, there's nowhere I can put gas in here. That's not what it is. People want this amazing social, environmental social governance. They want to see a future world. My house produces most of its electricity. I emit almost nothing. That's what the future is. So these guys, like Tim and others on CNBC and other channels, they think on a world that is slowly getting extinct, instead of thinking like Kathy Woods from ARK Invest, who only looking for great innovation companies who will shape the future. Really, let you share what you think. I want to know what you think. Let me know what you think below in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, share, support. Thank you.